Hello friends, India's media landscape was once a bastion of journalistic inquiry and ethics. Now a dazzling arena prioritizes spectacle over substance. The India-Pakistan conflict's coverage best exemplifies this. Our Godi media embodies a media ecosystem which is fueled by hyperbole, extreme nationalism and contrived outrage. Since the April 2025 Pahalgam attack and India's Operation Sindoor response, TV news channels have exploited the rising tensions for their profit. Retired military men and bombastic news anchors act as war strategists. We will examine how India's Godi media, spearheaded by Arnab Goswami, Major Gaurav Arya, and General G.D. Bakshi, among others, exploits crisis for profit, favoring financial gain over integrity and fueling nationalistic fervor. Decades of territorial disputes and mistrust fuel the India-Pakistan conflict. This is ripe for media sensationalism. India's missile strikes in POJK, Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir, responding to the Pahalgam attack where 26 people were killed, have ignited a serious escalation of tensions. Godi media used this moment to spin a complex geopolitical crisis into a reality TV-style spectacle. To boost viewership, Republic TV, Times Now, India Today and Zee News have traded detailed and authentic reporting for a simplified trivial formula rather. Predictably, we see shrill patriotism, Pakistan bashing and a lineup of experts doubling as entertainers. The business model is simple yet ruthless. Conflict increases viewership, which increases advertising revenue. According to a 2021 Center for Media Studies report, India's television news industry produces over 30,000 crore rupees yearly, with primetime debates as its primary source of revenue. The present crisis, heavy with nuclear threat and emotional burden, offers a wealth of potential for these Godi media. Missile launches, diplomatic rebukes, and unverified claims of downed jets translate into captivating television segments, keeping viewers glued to their screens, pleasing advertisers and boosting anchors' egos. Naturally, anchors are central to this spectacle. Showmanship defines these ringmasters. No one rivals Arnab Goswami of Republic TV in this area. Known for his decibel-defying rants, Goswami has turned his show, The Debate, into a nightly war room where Pakistan is the eternal villain and dissent is treason. In fact, dissent is treason is a label that is used by almost every channel and even on social media by the Bhakts. Time Now's Navika Kumar is no less adept at this game. Her show, News Hour, thrives on creating a sense of perpetual crisis. On May 7, 2025, Kumar hosted a panel discussing Operation Sindoor. She repeatedly interrupted a Pakistani analyst to demand, "Why does Pakistan lie about everything?" The segment, replete with dramatic music and split-screen visuals of missile launches, was less journalism than a scripted WWE match. Kumar's selective outrage ensures that viewers remain hooked, their patriotic fervor stoked. Sudhir Chaudhary of Zee News takes a different tack. He blends smug lectures with conspiracy theories. His show, DNA, often frames the conflict as a civilizational clash, with Pakistan cast as the eternal aggressor. On the May 6, 2025, Chaudhary aired a segment claiming Pakistan was using fake videos from the Russia-Ukraine war to discredit India's drone capabilities. Chaudhary used scary voiceovers and fake images to make a melodrama out of the claim. Ironically, his channel faced criticism for broadcasting unverified footage to boost India's military strength. Boost on the screen. If anchors are the ringmasters, retired military officers like Major Gaurav Arya and General G.D. Bakshi are the gladiators. Arya is a frequent guest on Republic TV. He has built a cult following with his hawkish rhetoric and penchant for redrawing maps on air. He has a tendency to propose fantastical military strategies that play to the gallery. Arya presents satellite photos and unclear videos alleging to possess secret information regarding Pakistan's military failures. His May 8 appearance on Republic TV, where he declared Pakistan's air defenses a joke, was pure theatre, devoid of evidence but rich in bravado. General G.D. Bakshi, another Republic TV staple, brings a different flavor of bombast. Known for his apoplectic rants, Bakshi's appearances are a study in performative rage. Bakshi's portrayal of conflict as a religious war reflects General Asim Munir's hardline stance. They have become two sides of the same coin. His May 7 segment, where he thundered about teaching Pakistan a lesson, was less analysis than a call to arms designed to inflame rather than inform. In fact, no rant can inform you, whoever does it. These ex-military men are not just pundits, they are brands actually. Arya's YouTube channel with millions of subscribers monetizes his hawkish persona. Bakshi's books and speaking gigs thrive on his image as a patriot warrior. Their presence on TV channels is a win-win. The channels get authentic voices and the gladiators get fame and fortune. And the casualty? Truth, which is buried under a pile of machismo and misinformation. Goti Media's reports spread unverified accusations, smear opponents and silence critics. The May 8, 2025 claim by Pakistan's Khwaja Asif that 5 Indian jets were down was a gift to Indian channels. Republic TV, Times Now and India Today ran wall-to-wall coverage. Goswami and Kumar ridiculed Asif's social media use. On May 7, Zee News aired a report claiming India's strikes killed hundreds of terrorists, a figure unsupported by any credible source. The blatant hypocrisy is a calculated move. Goti Media deflects from its own lies by highlighting Pakistan's deceptions. Visuals provide another tool. Channels pair their segments with recycled or misleading footage. First Post reported on May 8, 2025 that Pakistan shared visuals from the Russia-Ukraine war to claim that it had downed Indian drones. Indian channels, rather than fact-checking their own visuals, used this to paint Pakistan as a serial liar. India Today's May 6 segment, for instance, featured grainy footage of alleged terror camps with no attribution or verification. Flashy graphics and dramatic music engage viewers, prioritizing impact over factual accuracy, even with questionable content. The script also involves silencing dissent. On May 7, 2025, Arya and other guests on Rahul Kanwal's India Today panel shouted down a lone voice questioning India's strike narrative. The anchor, rather than moderating, joined the pylon, framing the dissenter as anti-national. This tactic ensures that the narrative remains monolithic, with no room for complexity or critique. The result is a feedback loop where viewers, fed a diet of outrage and patriotism, demand more of the same, and channels oblige. They will be only too happy to do so. Godi Media's success hinges on its audience, which laps up the spectacle with fervor. The May 8, 2025 IPL match cancellation in Dharamshala, triggered by air raid alerts, saw fans chanting anti-Pakistan slogans in the stands. This visceral anger, stoked by weeks of incendiary coverage, is the fuel that keeps the circus running. Channels like Republic TV and Zee News know their viewers. They are city dwellers, middle class and deeply patriotic, seeking recognition of India's might and Pakistan's treachery. Every segment caters to this demographic, from Goswami's fist-pounding monologues to Chaudhary's sanctimonious lectures. The consequences of Godi Media's profiteering are profound. By reducing a complex conflict to a binary of good versus evil, channels like Republic TV, Times Now and Zee News erode public understanding. History, politics and proxy wars created the tangled web of which the Pahalgam attack and Operation Sindoor are a part. Yet, anchors like Goswami, Kumar and Chaudhary have no interest in context. It does not sell. Instead, they peddle a narrative that inflames tensions and passions, emboldens hawks and drowns out calls for de-escalation. The domestic cost is steep. The May 6, 2025 call for mock drills across India, prompted by fears of escalation, reflects a nation on edge. Godi Media's role in stoking this paranoia cannot be overstated. By hyping unverified threats and glorifying military action, channels create a climate of fear and division. Dissent is silenced and minorities, often scapegoated as pro-Pakistan, face suspicion. India's Godi Media, with its cast of anchors and gladiators, has turned the India-Pakistan conflict into an ugly carnival. Republic TV, Times Now, India Today and Zee News use Goswami, Kumar, Chaudhary, Arya and Bakshi to script and not report news. Sensationalism, jingoism and selective outrage are the ingredients of their highly profitable formula, but this comes at a high price. And what is that price? Public misinformation, national polarization and regional instability. The path out of this morass lies in reclaiming journalism's soul. Viewers must demand accountability, regulators must enforce standards, and journalists must discover their spine. It's high time they do that. Until then, the circus will roll on, with Godi Media cashing in on every missile, every lie and every drop of blood. In a nation of 1.4 billion, where media shapes minds and destinies, the stakes could not be higher. But for now, the ringmasters and gladiators hold sway, and the audience, complicit in its applause, keeps the show alive. Will they ever heed the voice of sanity? If you have liked my video, please do like, subscribe, comment and share. Thank you.